Hello and welcome to Slice of Ace. I don't know about you, but I can sometimes be a bit lonely as an asexual. It doesn't help that society is hypersexualized, but I often find that a lot of people can't relate to the struggles of asexuality and that specific view of the world which comes with an absence of sexual attraction. I spent a lot of time when I was younger thinking that I was alone, that I was the only one like me. And even when I found out about asexuality, there was still a disconnect between me and other asexuals. Whilst I'd now heard about them, and I'd maybe talked to them on the internet, I'd never met any in person. And in my opinion, it is nice to meet a group of people who inherently have a commonality due to their sexual orientation. Today I'm going to be talking about meeting other asexuals. I'm explicitly not going to be talking about dating because that is a completely different beast. I'm talking about meeting other asexuals who you just want to be friends with. Of course, as always, this isn't going to be comprehensive, so if I fail to mention anything in this video and you think that it's important, then feel free to comment it down below. But anyway, let's get started. The one I want to start off with is the Avon Meetup Mart. Avon, if anyone didn't know, is the Asexuality, Visibility and Education Network. It is the largest community of asexuals on the internet, as far as I know. And on the forums there is a section dedicated to meeting other asexuals in real life, known as the Meetup Mart. I won't show it here because I know that it's not 100% public, but I will leave a link to it in the description if you want to check it out. So basically people will post threads here, either asking to meet other people or organising meetups which people can join. I went to a couple of meetups organised through Avon in Nottingham, and they were both a load of fun, and I would really recommend it to anyone who wants to have a good time and socialise with other aces. Obviously, the prevalence of these events does depend on where you are. According to my demographics, most of my audience is in the UK or America, so I'm just going to do a quick fire of all the countries I found that had regular or recent meetups. Just from a quick look on the Meetup Mart, in the UK they had meetups in Nottingham, Brighton, Salisbury, Edinburgh, York, Eastbourne, Winchester, Glasgow, Dundee, Aberdeen, London, Newcastle, Cardiff, Leeds and Manchester. So it is quite widespread around the UK. I didn't see any for Ireland, but I only had a quick look. Like in America, there were meetups for Chicago, San Francisco, Minnesota, Colorado, Atlanta, New York City, Houston, St. Louis, Arizona, and Florida. Obviously, since the UK is a much smaller country with a higher population density, it's probably easier for people in the UK to get to these meetups and events. But from what I could see, there was still quite a few meetups all around USA area. And if there aren't any meetups already scheduled in your area, then you can always create a thread and ask if there is anyone in your area whom you could meet up with, as long as you have an account on Avon. Another thing that I've been using to meet up with other asexuals is the Meetup app. I'm pretty sure it's Android and Apple. The main one that I've been to is the Asexual and Demisexual Gay Men's Meetup Group in London. This group does monthly meetups, so I've only actually been to one of them because my schedule hasn't really permitted any more than that. I would definitely recommend it if you're a homo-romantic ace in or about the London area. Similarly, I also found there's an asexual lesbians group in London and a general aromantic and asexual spectrum meetup group in London, all on the app. Unfortunately, they're all in London. London is quite a central location and there's lots of train lines going to it. If you are in a more remote location or far away from London, then maybe Meetup isn't the best choice for you. On the other hand, Meetup did seem to have a large variety of asexual meetup groups if you were in America. Obviously, I don't know exactly how easy they will be to get to because I've never been to America. It's a very big country. But from a quick look, I found ones in Utah, Central Virginia, Chicago, Central Florida, Minnesota, Montreal, Baltimore, and Seattle. So those are the two main things I've been using to meet up with other aces. Another thing I've thought of is going to general LGBT plus groups. Obviously, going to that, you're more likely to run into other aces than you would be in day-to-day life, or at least people who openly identify as asexual. And finally, the last thing that I thought of is you could increase your chance of being noticed by other aces by wearing ace accessories, I guess. Probably the best thing would be wearing a badge or a bracelet with the ace flag colours on it. Most aces would know about that and maybe start a conversation with you because of it. There's always the ace ring, but I know a lot of people in the asexual community don't actually know about that, and a lot of people wear black rings anyway, so that's more likely to get overlooked than something like a badge with the ace flag on it, or a purple, white, black and grey bracelet. That would obviously increase your chances of being noticed by someone who is also ace. So that was just a quick overview of some of the things that I thought could be useful for people wanting to meet other aces. But I am far from an expert in this area, so if there is anything that you have found useful in meeting other aces, or if you wanted to share a story about meeting another asexual, then feel free to comment down below. And as always, I am open to suggestions for future videos, so feel free to voice those as well. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. I post videos every Saturday, so if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. That is all I had to say today. Have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time. The States are sometimes bigger than the UK. It's ridiculous. Accessories? That's really bad. Whether they're open to asexuality being in the LGBT plus community, but that is an issue for another day.